Today is vlog numero uno. Just waking up. Let's get this day in the life started. Real men wear pink.
What do you think of Barcelona? Good? Great.
We're watching Steve Cook. This man is vlogging goals and fitness goals. He is sick.
Vamos! There you go! Got it! Vamos! Good, good. Alright, so we've been going, went to the beach, been walking.
So, it is breakfast time. So, first of all, we have got supplement, multivitamin. So, this is the multivitamin I take daily from Concentrated Whole Foods. So, it is basically like pretty much a smoothie in a bottle, and you just take a shot from the cap once a day. It's got vitamin D3, vitamin K2, CoQ10 and over 110 whole foods. So they're all derivatives from whole foods. It is, you know, antioxidants, nutrition, and it tastes pretty damn good. Okay, so I'm going to take that. Also in the mornings, just a minute. Do you like my tiling? Look. It took 2 years to finish tiling this kitchen, and it's still not 100% finished. It's 99.9% finished because there's 2 plug sockets over there. Where when we cut the tiles, they go over the screws a bit, so we've got to snip them back. So that probably take about another 6 months to get around to doing that. So anyway, back on to morning supplements. We have Eskimo tablets, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. So this is fish oil, so it's omega-6, 9 and CoQ10. In the pan, we are going to go with coconut oil. Medium chain triglyceride, which means that this fat, the majority of it, will get turned straight into energy. So in this meal, I've probably roughly got 30 grams of protein. Between the toast, 30-40 grams of carbs, probably about 20-30 grams of fat. And that is breakfast today. And to be honest, that is breakfast most days. Okay, so I've spent my morning doing emails, website building, stuff on the personal training company, watching some YouTube videos, watching some educational stuff. Now we are off to pick up the Sprat from his grandma's. So let's rock and roll. Okay, so just got back from picking up little Artie Bucco. We got caught in the great British weather, but here he is. Say hello, Arts. Say hello.
Hello, Arts.
No, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Good boy. So, started the workout with a warm-up. Some people like to warm up on the machines first. I personally prefer to warm up doing the movements for the body part which I'm going to be working. So here you'll see me doing bodyweight squats, bodyweight lunges, side lunges, and then once I feel warm after that, I'll then start doing a squatting motion with the bar on my back with no extra weight to get the body nice and warm, get the muscle nice and warm. Once I feel like everything's warmed up, then I'll start adding the weights, and I'll slowly progress the weights. I won't jump straight onto my heaviest squat straight away because that could risk some kind of injury. So what I'll do is I will start to slowly progress up the weight to my working sets. So once I started to add the weight on, I started off with 10 kg on each side. So if the bar weighs, normally most bars weigh about 20 kg, so that's 40 kg altogether. I'd done a few warm-up sets of that, and I then moved on to adding a 5 on each side, so 15 kg on each side. And then I think I went up to 20 on each side, so 60 on my back altogether. And this was a lighter week for me, so I was aiming for about 10 to 12 reps for this, so I didn't want to go any heavier than that. When squatting, try and keep your chest up nice and high. Find the decent width footing for yourself that suits you. I prefer just outside of shoulder width, but depending on how you change that is going to depend on what area of the leg you're working. The wider you go, you're going to feel more of your glutes and hamstrings come into play, and the closer your legs are together, your knees are together, you're probably going to feel more of your quads come into play. So I was kind of going for a neutral here, so just wider than shoulder width, chest up nice and high, squatting just below parallel. And what you do when I come down to the bottom, you want to drive your feet into the floor, your heels and your feet into the floor as if you're trying to push the ground away from you, and then you will get a great contraction through your legs. So really drive your feet into the floor at the bottom as you come back up for a better contraction. Once we finished squats, we moved on to stiff-legged deadlifts, or Romanian deadlifts, people like to call them. And I'd done about 5 sets for this, 3 working sets. Again, not going to my absolute heaviest. So tips here, keep my feet about shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, and you want to keep your back nice and straight, keep your core braced, and come down to about 90 degrees so the bar drops just below your knees. You don't want to go right down to the floor, because that's going to cause your lower back to curve over, which could cause injury. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down till just below your knees. I normally pause for a second. I then contract my hamstrings and glutes and come back up, and what you'll see me do at the top is I will thrust my hips forward, which will then get an even greater contraction in my butt. I then moved on to Jefferson squats. So you don't see many people doing these. You might not have heard of them before. If you have, they are great for, I really feel them in my hamstrings and my glutes. I find they're great for developing that. So what you want to do is just stand over the bar, have the bar in between your legs, one hand reaching out in front of you, one hand reaching out behind, and you're following the same principles as any type of squat. So keep your chest up nice and high and drive your feet and your heels into the floor, and brace your core at the same time to keep that spine and stuff nice and protected. Again, I've done about four working sets of this. Can't go too heavy on this. This is an exercise where you've got to keep it pretty light to be able to get the best out of that exercise. After the Jefferson squats, I moved on to reverse lunges, so stepping backwards instead of stepping forwards. Again, you want to keep your chest up nice and high. I always brace my core, brace my abs just before I'm about to take the step back. That's going to keep everything in nice and controlled. And then you want to take a step back and you want to drive your front leg into the ground. So drive that leg into the ground and really push off, and that's going to cause a really good contraction. Typically with lunges and things, the greater your distance of your stride, you're going to feel it in different parts of your leg. So the longer the stride, you're normally going to feel it in your hamstring and your glutes. The shorter the stride, you're going to feel it a little bit more in your quads. At least that's what I find from my experience anyway. So again, I've done about 4 working sets of that, kept it at 12.5 kg. After all the other exercises, that weight is more than enough. Then I moved on to front squats done with dumbbells. So this is front squats are great if you are someone that really struggles to stay upright on your back squats. So if you tend to lean forward, your torso tends to come forward on your back squats a lot, then I would say practice your front squats a lot more, because they're going to force you to stay upright, to keep your balance. Where all the weight is on the front, it's going to force you to stay upright. After that, I then moved on to something that I haven't done for a while, and that was tire flips, and then straight into jumping lunges and jumping squats. This is kind of plyometric work, so it's a great way to end my workout. I've done 3 sets of that and my legs were absolutely pumped afterwards, and let me tell you, I was feeling the burn in my legs and the DOMs were serious the next day. So this was a great way to end the workout for me, and I'm definitely going to do it more often. It's a little bit of cardio because it's high intensity, so it really gets the sweat on, gets you out of breath, and it's just about adding in more fun elements. It's all about making your workouts different each time to really challenge the body, and also add in lots of stuff that's going to make it more fun.